And who's excited for the Manchester Derby? No, not me. Now, usually in a season, the Manchester Derby is one of the most anticipated matches. It's one you book on your calendar from the beginning. But the issue is this year, and in recent years, it's been about as much a competition as, I don't know, Tyson Fury's fight last night. Oh wait, he got knocked down by going his debut. That was embarrassing, by the way. That's a whole other channel. Oh yeah, if I started a boxing channel, that'd be embarrassing. I think my mum has more football knowledge than I do boxing knowledge. Anyway, right, let's get on to this. So, the Manchester Derby, it is a big game. And it's a funny one because you say, it's no competition. You say Man City are 10 times the team Man United are at the moment, and that is true. But the issue is, this game brings out weird results. I mean, Man United won one of them last year. Ollie beat Pep twice in a season. But yeah, what a mixed match that was. And somehow he did it twice. So weird things happen in this game. So I'm going to be doing my predictions for how I think the game is going to go. But I don't think it'll be a demolition. And I'll explain why in a minute. I don't think people saying 3-0, 4-0, even 5 or 6-0, it's not going to be that, right? I'll explain why in a minute. But I think this game will be closer than people think. And I'll explain why. Right. Now, Man United's... I'll talk about both teams. I'll start with Man United. Man United this season have been underwhelming, to say the least. They've... people expected them to kick on this season. I feel like a lot of people really underrate what Ten Hag did last season. He brought the worst Man United team of all time. And brought them to 3rd place and 2 cup finals and winning a cup. Something that, they hadn't done in 6 years. They won a trophy for the first time in 6 years. That was a big deal. And I think Ten Hag got underappreciated because... other teams underperformed. And maybe, if Liverpool and Chelsea were better last season, maybe he wouldn't have got top 4, but I think he still would have. He got ahead of Newcastle, and everyone praised what Eddie Howe did, and I know it's different, obviously, but, I think Ten Hag got underappreciated last season. But people expect him to kick on, but I was a bit worried with their summer transfers. I felt the Mount and Onana deals, well, they were good players, clearly, they were not what they needed. I think De Gea wasn't the biggest issue in that team last season. I thought they needed a world-class striker, defensive cover for Casemiro, and another centre-back. They only did one of them with Højlund, and I wouldn't say Højlund is a world-class striker. I think he definitely has surprised me. I thought he'd be the flop of the season, personally, but he's not going to set the world light. He's not going to do Haaland numbers. And that Højlund-Haaland debate is stupid. Oh my god. Just because they sound the same, they're from Scandinavia. Anyway, right. So Man United, I think their big issue this season has been attack and defence. Because last season, they weren't great going forward. I know Marcus Rashford had purple patches, but Anthony didn't deliver the numbers. Sancho didn't do the numbers. Martial was never fit. And Weghorst, the less said the better, so... They didn't score many goals, but they were very good at the back. Varane, Martinez, Luke Shaw, and Wan-Bissaka. That was a very strong defence with De Gea behind them. They did so well. De Gea made a lot of big saves, and they were built on that defence. And their midfield was quite solid as well. They maybe didn't score goals. They won a lot of games tightly, but they didn't concede many. However, this season, most of their defence has been injured. They lost Luke Shaw and Malacia, the backup to Luke Shaw. They lost Aaron Wan-Bissaka. They lost Martinez. And Varane has been inconsistent with injury this season. And I think he is actually back for this game. And I think he will start. Because he was on the bench in the last game. I think they're saving him for this. So I think he will play. And I think that's a big deal. Because I don't think Varane has been involved in a battering. The 7-0, I don't think Varane played. The 5-0 from the season before from Liverpool, the 6-3, I don't remember off the top of my head Varane played in any of those games, or the 4-0 Brentford he didn't play in. Whenever Man United get battered, it's because Varane isn't in the team, and when Varane's in the team, it's closer, and I think he's going to be a big part. But they are playing Harry Maguire next to him. Look, Maguire's been good for a couple games. He scored a goal against Copenhagen, and it's like when he scored against, who did he score against? Armenia or something, and put his fingers in his ear. It's like, look, Copenhagen are not a great team, are they? Let's be real here. And Onana has been an absolute embarrassment so far. He may be able to play out the back, but he's not even been playing out the back most. He's been hitting a lot of long balls. I don't get why they got rid of the head, to be honest. Mason Mount's not been able to get a look in after spending nearly 70 million on him. That's embarrassing as well. And, well, we all know what's happened to Jadon Sancho. So it's a mess for Man United. Man City have not been too great recently either. They started the season really well. I think they got 6 wins from 6, and they're just going to steamroll it again. they lost De Bruyne, but it didn't seem to affect them too much. But the Rodri suspension for a really stupid offence from Rodri. Personally, I think he just wanted a game off from Pep, but you know, they saw the frailties without Rodri, and I think to rely on a player that much is a bit dangerous. Haaland, of course, has been doing really well, and I think people are a bit critical of him, like, because of the standard he set. Like, even though he scored like a goal a game, people are saying his that isn't good enough. But when he doesn't score, Haaland, you don't remember what he does. You know, other strikers, Darwin Núñez, he might not score, but he's going to be involved. He might get an assist in the game, or Jesus might score, but he's going to get, you know, have involvement, or even, you know, prime Bobby Firmino is my example of that. I feel like Haaland, the reason I always put Mbappe against Haaland is that Mbappe shows up all the time. Like, he always, and even if he's quiet in a game, you know, he will do something magical, like in that World Cup final, and I think Haaland doesn't always show up in the biggest of occasions. But I think he got a hat-trick in this game last season. I know it was the reverse, kind of, it was the home game, but I think he's going to need to have a big game, Haaland, in this. I think their signings have been hit or miss. Guardiola was weird because I don't hear enough people talk about how good he's been. He's been amazing, but he's been playing left back for them. It's bizarre. And Doku has impressed me. I didn't know how he'd fill the boots of Riyad Mahrez, but I think he's done really solid so far. And Matheus Nunes, that was a flop of a deal. I'm gonna be real. No, I don't know what they were thinking with that, but it's clear it's a stopgap. And Kovacic, he's been inconsistent for them. And I think this will be a tighter game than you think. I actually think this will be a 2-2 draw. I've got a weird feeling that this will be a draw. I don't see a demolition from Man City. I don't see it. I don't know their form. Like Brighton, you know, Brighton have been shipping goals for fun a lot of games, and I know, but they look very dangerous second half. Man City were only able to score 2. They haven't been on the best of form. Neither have Man United, but I see a weird 2-2 result today, personally. And I think that'll be very helpful for me as a Liverpool fan. Of course, being up there, Arsenal and Tottenham fans are going to be absolutely celebrating. Tottenham, you're not winning the league. Give up. Like, I don't even think Tottenham fans believe it. It's mental. You're 5 points clear, and I've not heard one Tottenham fan actually say they're in a title race. Like, it's really mad. It's kind of like Leicester City. Like, you won't believe it until it's close. But no, Tottenham are going to fall away. Surely. Hopefully. So yeah, that's my prediction for the Manchester derby. And please give me your opinion in the comments whether you think Man United will somehow get a surprise win, Man City will absolutely demolish them, or it'll be a draw. And please give me reasons why. So yeah, I think it's been a weird season for Man United, and they've been disappointing. But Man City recently have not been on that level, and I think they are to be got at this season. I've been saying it. They're not the same team. They don't have the depth they used to have. You know, before they were bringing on like Raheem Sterling, Gabriel Jesus off the bench, or even someone like they had depth like someone like a Zinchenko. They've lost that now, or a Gundogan. You know, they were bringing on Gundogan as a sub. They were playing Bernardo Silva, Rodri, and De Bruyne. Now as a sub, they're bringing on Matheus Nunes. Like the squad depth isn't there anymore for City, and I think they are to be got at. But yeah, I hope I'm not wrong. I'm going to put the title as if why Man City won't destroy Man United, and I'm probably a jinx. Man United, maybe this is like my 4D chess plan as a Liverpool fan. I want Man United to lose, so I'm going to jinx it. But this will be 2-2 for me. Goodbye, lot.